Hello everyone, I welcome you all to Startup Academy, your online gateway to get success in ISS exam. This academy is exclusively for ISS only. In the previous lecture, we had discussed about the chain indices and some of the examples on that, and the link relative and the fixed based index how to calculate fixed base index when chain indices have been given. That we have done with respect to the previous year questions as well. In today's lecture, we'll start with a new topic, which is cost of living index. Now, by cost of living index, first let me write the topic: cost of living index. Since we are dealing with index number, cost of living is one word and index is another word. So, cost of living means the livelihood that we all experience, the income and the expenditure, all those things comes in cost of living. So, the cost of living index determines the average value, average increase in the cost of living of a particular year with respect to the base year. Suppose that there are three kinds of income groups in India, which are lower income group or lower class, then middle class, and the upper class. So out of these three, we'll talk about one only at one time. So if I am comparing the cost of living of lower class, or any worker, or anything anyone who belongs to lower class. So if I am comparing his cost of living to the base year, suppose in 2024 his cost of living was cost of living index was 35, which means that the quantity and price of a commodity that he is buying, and he is working for that. Suppose the income is rupees 2000 and expenditure is rupees 1500. So cost of living would be rupees 1500, or the expenditure that he is doing on on his living, that is cost of living. So, and the cost of living index is the differentiation between these two with respect to the base year. Suppose this is of 2024. If we want to find with respect to this year, then we have to find the income of 2025 and expenditure of 2025. Then only we'll be able to get the answer. So, similar goes for middle people and similar goes for upper people. So the cost of living index can be written as, its definition can be written as, it is the measure of the increase in the cost increase in the cost of maintaining same standards of living with respect to base year or base period, whatever you can say. So it is the measure of increase in the cost of maintaining same standards of living with respect to the base year. So suppose the middle class has been buying some flour, the daily cost, the daily measure of living is, or the daily standard of living is, that he has been eating lunch three times, he has been eating food three times a day. And with respect to the since in the previous year the cost of one quantity, suppose we are talking about flour, the cost of wheat flour was rupees 50 per kg. In the next year it will change to 55. So I have to maintain, if I am the lower middle class or lower class, then I have to maintain the same standard of living. I If I was eating food at that time 3 times a day, then I have to eat food 3 times a day now also, so as to maintain my standards of living. So that is this ratio is known as the cost of living index number. There are points how can we construct steps in construction of steps in construction of cost of living index. So as we all know, first of all we have to specify the group, whether the population belongs to, or the sample belongs to, lower class or any worker or middle class or the upper class. This we are dividing on the basis of income, not on any other thing. So that you should keep on mind. Then the second part is we will take a sample of, we have to take the sample of some families of same group, and then calculate the family budget. So if I have taken lower class, then then all the population is homogeneously lower class only. Then we'll take some families out of that and we'll calculate their budget, whatever their budget is. Then the third is the budget is calculated on the basis of budget is divided under categories. So the first category is food, how much is spent on food. Then the second category would be clothing, how much is spent on clothing. Then the third category would be food, clothing has been done, then fuel and lighting, means what fuel they are using and what electricity they are using, like that. And the fourth one would be house rent, and the fifth one would be miscellaneous. This may include all those that has been left before, like education for their children, medical bills, medicine, etc. Whatever else, the extra efforts or the extra gifts or anything of that sort, this can be included in this. And now the final point is to calculate. Now to calculate the cost of living index, there has been two methods. One is the weighted aggregate method and the second one is family budget method. So the first one is family aggregate, sorry, weighted aggregate. method. For weighted aggregate method, the formula is, suppose Pij is the price of jth commodity in ith year, and Qij is the quantity of jth commodity in ith year. Okay, now the weighted aggregate method can be given as, or the cost of living. We can write cost of living is equal to summation of Pij Q naught j upon summation of P naught j Q naught j into 100. This is typically similar to last pair's method, but the only difference here is that here it is I, there it was 1, which means same thing only, one and the same thing. So this is cost of living index by weighted aggregate method. Second one is family budget method. So the family budget method, first we have to find out Pj. Now Pj can be written as, Pj is price relative. Pj can be written as Pij upon P naught j. And Wj, we can write Wj is the weight of jth commodity. So the cost of living index here is equals to summation of Pj Wj summation over j and upon summation of Wj into 100. So this formula, if you remember, if you have seen previous lecture video, we have used this formula in the PYQs of one of the PYQs of ISS exam. So the same formula I am telling you today. It is important for calculations in solving the numericals, and it has been come in the PYQs. So this is important. Now we have done all the things about cost of living. Then the last thing is uses of cost of living. Uses of cost of living index. There are many uses. Some of them we can write here, and rest you can see it yourself in the book. So the first use is it is used for calculating real wages. Calculation of real wages. रियल वेज का फॉर्मूला द रियल वेज फॉर्मूला इज money wage, whatever the wage of that person is, upon cost of living index into 100. This is the formula for calculating the real wage. Then the second usage is the for determining the change in purchasing power of the money. Now purchasing power of money, I'm writing it capital P. So we can write purchasing power of money is nothing but 1 upon cost of living index. I'm writing it in the short form. Okay, these are the two uses. One more you can write. It is used for wage negotiation. It is used in national income. It is used for Dionys allowance. What is Dionys allowance? Dionys allowance is the bonus that should be given to the workers so that their standards of living, so that their income is matched to their standards of living. That is Dionys allowance. It is also represented by DA. Okay. So this was all for cost of living index. Now there has been one question in the PYQs. Let us take that question also. This question is of 2018, which stated that we have been given group and we have been given base year group index and we have been given weight. The groups are same. First is food, then clothing, then food, clothing, fuel and lighting, and then house rent, and then miscellaneous. So the base year quantity is 396,550. 360, 110, 290. These are the base year group index and the weight is 71.3, 2.9, 2.7, 9.3 and 6.7 and 10. So here we have been asked to calculate the cost of living index first part and second the DNS allowance. So all of that we'll be covering here. So the cost of living index can be written as summation of PI WI PJ WJ upon summation of WJ. So this is WJ, this is PJ, and we just have to multiply here PJ WJ. So if we multiply it here, we will be getting 39.6. It would be 28,234.8. How have we done this? We have multiplied these two. Then we'll multiply these two and these two and these two and these two. It will be straightforward to 2900 737 3348 and 1485. And if we take the total here, we will be getting 36704.8, and the total of these would be 100. So if I substitute the value, it would be 36704.8 upon 100, and that would be equal to 367.048, approximately equal to 367. Okay, now we have to find the dearness allowance as well, and we have been given that the base salary or the original salary was rupees 25,000, and the actual salary should be 82,900. So first of all, we'll find required salary. Required salary is base salary into cost of living index 1 upon 100. So this will give us 91,762.5. The base salary has been given to us, and we have to find the required salary. That this the base year salaries, from the base year salaries we'll find the required salary that should be there, and the dearness allowance is the required salary minus the actual salary. So dearness allowance is the required salary minus the actual salary, which is 82,900, and this would give us 8,862.5. So this amount of money should be given to each worker in order to increase their cost of living index. So that's all for today. I hope that you must have understood whatever we have done today in the class. And if not, then you can ask in the comment section. All your doubts will be cleared thoroughly. And keep on working hard and keep on watching the videos regularly. And uh, uh, do not just watch and leave it then and there. You can also practice questions of similar kinds from the book as well, which is fundamentals of applied statistics. The all the chapter has been given, all the chapters from the paper 3 has been given from the book only, so you can practice questions from them. All the best. Thank you.